The Bible says it's better to marry than to burn. And then men now marry as Christians. They now marry and they are now burning inside the marriage. Why did they marry then when the Bible says better to marry than to burn? Now they married and they are still burning. Come on. There is no way God will be pleased with something like that. Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sama. So before I start today's video, I'm going to get this out of the way. A lot of people have been asking me a lot about my background, and there was somebody that actually asked a question. I think this person is a YouTuber, was asking me what kind of a background do I use. I can't remember how the phrase the question about something about digital background or whatever they called it. And I said, no, this is just me sitting in my garden. There's nothing digital. This is natural. You can see that this is real, so it's not like a kind of a I think it's what they call green screen or whatever. No, this is real, okay? I wanted to get that out of the way. There have been a lot of comments about that. So in today's video, I want to address this topic, which in my opinion, I think is a very, very important topic. I've always said it that, you know, family is the foundation on which society is built, right? And it's important. Anything that has to do with family and marriage and stuff like that, they are very important topics as far as I'm concerned. So last week, I don't know if it's last week or the week before, there was this post on my community page. For those of you that do not know, sometimes there are some videos I don't have the time to make. I just make a post about it and people can discuss and speak their own opinion. So in case you don't know how to do it, if you come on my channel, at the top bar you will see different, you know, says channels, video, community. Click on community and you see all the community posts. So there was this post of a man that said that in his marriage there was no show, if you know what I mean, completely no show. I think he said that for the past 5 years or something like that, there's no show, that he resorted to going outside to go get some show. And I share that post, you know, here. I'm going to be honest, I was shocked at the response or, you know, comments of a lot of women. I'm a woman, but I'm going to say a lot of those comments were shocking and scary, okay? I'm a mother, you know, to a grown man, and it made me worry for my own son. That's another thing I think a lot of our women forget. We are all mothers to sons. Okay, we're all mothers to sons. One of the things that really shocked me would be comments from people saying, you must have done something. A woman cannot just refuse to allow you. There must have been a reason. They made so many excuses for the woman. There was so much overwhelming blaming of the man. And I'm thinking to myself, why can't people at least give this man the benefit of the doubt that he's a good man? I'm not saying he is, but why was the comment so one-sided? Why is people like, you must have done something wrong? And I thought to myself, have we actually come to the point where we believe that all men are evil, all men are bad, and all women are angels? That's not true. If you can think this way, why can't you think this way as well? Why think this one way, that it has to be that he has done something terribly wrong? Okay, let's say this man has done something terribly wrong, okay? If a man has done something so wrong that a woman would, because of that reason, not allow him to touch her ever again, then what is the marriage about? Why not divorce him? Because that's already a divorce. You know, when they say, God hates divorce, there are a lot of things God hates. Let me tell you, some people think divorce is only when you go and get the piece of paper. The divorce is the final stage. Just put it in paper or put it on paper. A lot of the comments I saw, I think a lot of marriages are already broken up. They are just living together. Even though you're living together, but your marriage is broken up, in the sight of God, you have divorced each other already. In the sight of God, it's a broken marriage. I believe that if something that a man has done to a woman has gotten to the point where she would never ever let him touch her again, what is the point in being together? It's already over. The other time somebody tagged me on a post by this our brother they call Shola. Somebody tagged me on Instagram, and I didn't watch the whole of it, but I got to the point where they were talking about, they said something about, I think they said Atlanta, they said a lot of couples, they do their own thing, and they said some couples are no longer together. They just live together, but the man is doing his own thing. He has his own girlfriend or whatever, and the wife has her own. They are going out and enjoying themselves, satisfying themselves, but they are just living together and claiming a couple, but they are no longer together. That is a marriage breakup. No, this has really opened my eyes. Another thing I want to say is this. You see, we women most of the time are the ones that are very quick or easily, you know, come on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, share their personal life pains and struggles in their marriage and stuff like that openly. Men don't get to share it. And some of us think that they are zombies or people without, how do I say it? Like they are zombies or they have no pain or whatever. There are a lot of men with pain. But because they are not like us women that can easily make a video or whatever and share our story, does not change the fact that some men are living in bondage in their marriages. Some men are living in bondage. I keep saying it. Remember that you're a mother to sons. Your son will grow up one day. How would you feel if your son tells you that for 5 years, my wife has not allowed me to touch her for 5 years? You'll be clapping for the wife, right? Of course not. Of course not. Some of the women that are saying, if their own sons come home and tells them, that their wife has not allowed him to touch her for 5 years, they will be the first one to go and find him a new wife. Let's be honest. And then because this one is a story that somebody came and shared, because it's not related to you, you just, no, come on, let's take it easy. Let's take it easy. I personally don't know why. I can't justify why a woman will not let a man touch her for 5 years. I can't. There has to be like something so terrible wrong with you, like paralysis or some kind of I don't know the justification. I really hope I'm making my point clear. If it has gotten so bad, let's imagine whatever the man did. Let's be honest. Sometimes the husband may do something and you're not happy with him and you're not in the mood because you're not happy. Okay, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't think so. There must be an end to, whatever. It can't be going on for 5 years. 5 years. I'm struggling to understand the excuse that will make a woman not to allow her husband to touch her for 5 years, and yet she wants to still remain married to him. Where is the marriage? If a woman has medical problems, why she cannot do? Let her go and look for medical help. If it's a psychological problem, why she can't do? Let her go and look for psychological help. There must be a solution. You see that thing, doing the do, is not a joke. Even the Bible makes it clear. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 8, 7 verse 9. The Bible says, but if they cannot control themselves, they should marry. For it is better to marry than to burn with passion. So passion, you can call it desire or lust or whatever. It is that, that shaking body thing. It's not a joke. Are you listening? Don't forget that these men don't buy it in a shop. It is natural in their body. Although some people buy in the shop now. Sometimes some people have problems and they go buy in the shop. But most men, they have the natural one that God gave them. The Bible says it's better to marry than to burn. And then men now marry as Christians. They now marry and they are now burning inside the marriage. Why did they marry then when the Bible says better to marry than to burn? Now they married and they are still burning. Come on. There is no way God will be pleased with something like that. My point is this. I personally believe that if he's gotten to the point where you say whatever he has done is so unforgivable that you're not ready to forgive him in this life and the life to come, right? That you will never ever let him touch you. Then just kukuma, two of you go your separate ways. Because the marriage is already broken up. It's already broken up. But what I've come to realize is this. That a lot of couples are just living together. For the sake of, we are married. They will come on Facebook and say, 10 years married, at home there is no action. You are not married anymore. You are living together. Do you know that some forms you fill, they will say married, single, divorced, separated, living, living together. There are different types. This one will go and tick now married. You will not know that they are just living together. You're no longer a married couple. Is it living together they call it? I think that's what it's called. It's living together or cohabiting or something. There's a way it's said. I can bet you this kind of woman will go and tick married. Well, they are no longer married. If you and the man are no longer doing it, let me tell you, even if fire burn your facility, there are a lot of ways to help a man's ministry, if you know what I mean. Just how do I say it? Maybe help. How do I say it? It's like help release tension, if I can say that. Because once the shaking body starts, it's like tension. Helping your spouse to help them release the tension. I remember when I started nursing school, I was so stressed. Like imagine working 12, 13 hours shift. So there are a lot of times where you're just too exhausted. You're so exhausted, you don't want anything at all. And I can say for myself, even on those days when I'm exhausted, I always find ways to help his ministry. My participation may not be great, because I'm not I'm too exhausted to even, you understand, my mind no they even go there because I'm too exhausted and stuff like that. Your performance may not be 10 over 10. Then you say to yourself, okay, at all I'm bad. Just help him relieve tension. And at the end of the day, a reasonable man knows that you work 13 hours shift, you are exhausted and stuff like that. But to completely nothing for 5 years, that is a broken marriage. People don't know the importance of this in a marriage. I know of a couple that got married, and after they got married, they were not doing the do. The woman was not allowing the do. The husband went to the courts and asked for annulment. Asked for annulment of his marriage because he was not getting any show, and he got an annulment. Do you know that in some countries, annulment, I don't know about Nigeria, annulment can be granted to a couple. If a couple married and they had not done the do, they can ask for annulment. And the annulment means that the marriage never happened. So bedroom dance is part of a marriage. Like I said, even if your facility, fire burn your facility, there are a million and one, how do you talk? There are, how do you say it? There are a million and one ways to kill a cat. Another thing that came to my mind, you see, we women, we have to be careful the way some of us handle anything that I don't do a debate or discussion according to women. I'm a woman, I must support women, or I'm a man. Our people do that a lot. I find a lot of our people do that. It's not about speaking the truth. It's about, I'm a man, I'm going to support men. That doesn't work that way. Whether you support women, don't forget that you have a mother to sons. You're a sister to brothers. If you say I'm going to support men, don't forget you're a father to daughters, brother to sisters. If that post was a woman that came out and said, my husband no they touch me, I bet you a lot of women in the comment section will say, maybe he's gay. Why will he not touch you? There must be something else. Maybe he's doing this. Maybe he's sleeping around. Maybe they would find ways to blame the man and blame the man. Now a man comes out and say, my wife no degree. And everybody, a lot women are attacking him. The women are attacking him. I didn't see a single comment saying maybe your wife is gay or maybe she's getting it outside. I didn't see a comment like that because that's a possibility. This idea of some women making it look like women are angels, men are all evil. There are some women that are wicked women. There are some women that are wicked. If you can contribute in the comments by thinking that the man must have done something wrong, why couldn't you also think that the woman must be doing something wrong? Must it always be that it's only the men that do something wrong? So women do terribly wrong things too in a marriage. Let's be balancing this, our thinking. Listen, see, you cannot force a woman to do the do. You cannot force a man to do the do. What I'm saying is that if he's got it to the point where you have decided that whatever he has done to you is unforgivable in this life and even the life to come, go your separate ways. Because there's no point. Go your separate. You don't have to live under this. Go your separate way because you've already broken up the marriage. Go break it up and properly be broken up. But the mistake some people make is that it's only when you go and divorce and sign paper that you have sinned. Depriving a man too is a sin. Or depriving a woman is also a sin. Because how can the Bible say it's better to marry than to burn? That means that you should marry so that you will not burn. So that means that even the Bible recognizes the fact that the show must be done in the marriage. And then you are now married, you're letting the man burn. That is a sin. Well, it has to be. This kind of people now, you will see them post on social media, 10 years married, 10 years anniversary, 5 years anniversary, 10 years anniversary, 15 years anniversary. The world is looking from the outside. They don't know that they are celebrating an anniversary of suffering and deprivation, an anniversary of nonsense. That's pure nonsense. People come and quote, God hates divorce. Let me tell you, God also hates suffering a man and depriving him, torturing a man. God hates treating the man you married this way. God hates it too. People are very quick to assume he's an evil man. It's possible he's not. There are some good guys out there that are suffering in their marriages. Only because they are not coming out to say it does not change the fact that they are suffering. Our men, unfortunately, have been trained to always prove that they are men. So even when they are in pain, they don't speak up. Women are very quick to speak up and be like, oh, there are some men that are going through hell. Another thing, our society laugh at men that speak up about their suffering in their marriage. Say, are you not a man? So they don't want to be seen as they are not man enough. They will keep quiet and be. There are some men that if they tell their families, especially their mothers and sisters and aunties, what their wives are doing, they will bring war to that house and face that woman. But some men will be like, I don't want my family to get involved. They will stay there quietly and be managing. Let's even now say the man is evil. He's beating you. That's why you don't want to do the do anymore. If a man is beating you, then why are you still living with him? If that, I'm saying for example, if a man is violent and you say because of that, And the funny thing that even the violent men that are beating their wives, the women will not have the guts to say they don't go do. They will go and do like that, manage. They will be managing and be doing. A lot of men that get deprived in their marriages of the bedroom dance are the quiet men that women have no respect for. I'm not saying all the time. I believe a lot of the time. You see, we have come to the age where women are, we have our rights, which we have a right to have our rights, if that makes sense, and all of that. But let's not forget that our mothers' generations past, right, where they will marry several wives, you will not say you want to deprive him for 5 years. It's your loss. Because when you say you no do, Mama Obiageli is available. If Mama Obiageli no dey available, Mama Bisola is available. If Mama Bisola is not available, and when they marry 5-6 wives, those men don't have time. It's even you that be begging for your turn. I'm against polygamy. But at the same time, if we're stepping up in society where we're beginning to say, okay, we have our rights, we shouldn't allow our rights become oppression in other people's lives. I say it again. If a woman has a problem, medical problem, let her look for medical help. Psychological problem, whatever the problem is, there are solutions. Go out. And that's what I did. A lot of people didn't emphasize on that. Solutions to all these problems than to live like this. But you see, it takes you not having any love, respect, consideration. Those of us that say, okay, yeah, like I'm talking about, after a 12-hour shift, you're so tired, whatever. What makes you want to help his ministry is because of your, respect, love, consideration. You understand? So, okay, this person is hanging there. If I can use the word hanging there, when the passion is so built up in them that they are hanging there, you just help them to let it all out. That is consideration. A lot of compromise involved in a marriage. But when it gets to the point where you don't want to compromise, be considerate, you don't have respect, you don't have any love, whatever, there is no point. There is no point. The man, he started sleeping outside. I'm not supporting a man sleeping outside, but sometimes these are the kind of things that make the temptations higher. Let's not pretend that people don't go through temptations in this life. There are men that say, okay, now I'm married, I'm never going to sin because I don't have to go out there and meet anybody. I'm going to do it within my marriage. There are some men that are unfaithful regardless, but there are some men that if they get whatever at home, it reduces the temptation to want to get it outside. There are some men, let's be honest, all men are not evil. And then they are now married, they can't get the thing, then they are going outside because of the temptation. 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, the woman is not allowing him. And some people can support something like that. Come on. No. I believe that if you love a man, care about him, you respect him, you're considerate towards him, you will find, no matter what your problems are, you will find ways to help him. It's the way they're talking about, people with disability. I don't know if it's on YouTube or whatever. People with disability, or for whatever reason they can't move. There are a lot of, if I can use the word, gadgets and machines that can help move them up and down and help facilitate the bedroom dance. People with disabilities that maybe they can't move, they have restrictive movement and stuff like that. They are finding ways around it. How much more a woman that has no physical disability? In most cases, there are ways to help the person that you claim to love or you're married to. What really shocked me, like I said, is the way a lot of women were too quick to just take the side of a woman. And I really hope that people will listen to what I'm saying. Think about it. If that man is your son, you will not be happy. Let's learn to be able to say something is wrong regardless of who is doing it. Not say, because, I'm a woman, I must support a woman, or because I'm a man. Some things that are just wrong are wrong. You see, this life, we're all trying to get by. There are a lot of struggles people have in their lives. So there are some people that are married that are lonely. If a woman is married and lonely and people hear the story, oh my goodness, how can the man treat her like this? But if a man says, I'm married and lonely, people will be like, what did you do to the woman? You must have done something wrong. No woman can just... Let's not be too quick. All women are not angels and all men are not evil, and vice versa. Honestly, some of those comments really, really scared me. When I mean scared me, they really scared me because I was like, what? What? A man is talking about no show in his house for 5 years, and women are trying to make excuse for the woman. No. So women that have low drive, if you know what I mean, and women that have moderate drive, high drive, or whatever. What I'm saying is that no matter what your own problem is, there are a lot of ways to find solutions to that without making the man you claim to be married to suffer. Don't allow yourself to be the reason why somebody's life is miserable. Refusing a man for 5 years, in my opinion, is evil. That's how I feel about it anyways. Whatever your opinions are, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Until the next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.